Hello everybody, welcome to your live watch along of the World Cup draw. There are 4 pots. Teams will be drawn into 8 groups of 4. Teams are based on the latest FIFA World Cup rankings. Host Qatar will be positioned A1 from pot 1. Draw will start with teams in pot 1, and a second ball will be drawn to decide which group they go in.
The draw continues with teams in pots 2, 3 and 4.
The 3 playoff winners not yet decided will be in the bottom pot of seeds. Teams from the same continent are kept apart except Europe, with maximum of 2 can be in any one group.
The pots have been set. Pot 1 has the hosts Qatar and the 7 strongest nations.
So this will be interesting to see how it goes, folks.
France, the holders, Argentina, England, Spain and Portugal have had to beat North Macedonia in a qualifying playoff. The other pots continue down in order of the rankings. In pot 2, Mexico, Netherlands.
So guys, let me know in the chat who you would like.
Switzerland, United States and Croatia. Senegal top pot 3 after beating Egypt the other night. They're joined by Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea and Tunisia. And pot 4 contains the 5 lowest ranked finalists, along with the winners of the 3 remaining playoffs, 2 intercontinental and the outstanding UEFA path involving Ukraine, Wales and
So far,
dates for your diaries. Group stages start on November the
group stages is the 21st of November to December the 2nd. The round of 16 is December the 3rd to December the 6th. Quarterfinals is December the 9th and 10th. The semi-finals is the 13th and 14th of December. And the final is on December the 18th.
Let's go out to Doha. The draw itself starting in around 30 minutes. And our chief.
The draw will be starting in around 30 minutes.
Whether we should or shouldn't be holding this tournament in Qatar. But now a test of the efficiency of the organisers over the next hour or so in Doha. Carvey.
Yes, well, the organisers have told me that this is going to be a very smooth draw. I know a lot of people sometimes complain about the fact that these draws seem to drag on for quite a long period of time. But FIFA telling us that the whole draw should be done and dusted in 60 minutes, and that includes the opening ceremony as well. I think the ceremony is going to take about 20 minutes, and the actual draw itself
So guys,
will take 40
put
minutes. Now,
your
a lot of our
views in the chat on who you think England are going to get in the World Cup draw.
England are concerned, of course, they're in pot 1, so that means they're going to avoid some of the strongest sides in the tournament according to FIFA's rankings.
So let me know in the chat who you would like England to get.
Sides they could come up against in pot 2, and when you look at pot 2, the highest ranked side according to FIFA is Mexico, but I think England will be equally keen to avoid sides like Germany, the Netherlands and Denmark. So pot 2 to look out for if you're an England supporter. Now, as far as Scotland and Wales are concerned, of course, we don't know whether they're definitely going to be in this tournament. We're going to have to wait until June to find out whether they make it. But whatever happens this evening, they are in pot 4. So I think they're going to end up in a very, very difficult group, because they're definitely going to get somebody from pot 1. It could be Qatar. I know a lot of people think this Qatar side are not especially strong, but they did win the Asia Cup in 2019, and they will have home advantage. They will have a lot of supporters spurring them on. Now, the other sides, of course, that Scotland or Wales could...
So let's see the pots.
I'm looking at sides like Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, of course, Spain or Portugal. And when we're talking about Portugal...
So these are the sides who are qualified, but we don't know the pots they're going to be in. That's the main thing. Here we go, folks. Pot 1 is Qatar, Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, Portugal. We cannot get any of them. We cannot get any of them. Pot 2 is Mexico, Holland, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia. let me know who you would like to get out of pot 2, which is Mexico, Holland, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia. Who would you like to get in that?
You've been to a lot of these occasions. Is there a sense of anticipation?
Oh yes, there is. There's been a sense of anticipation all week. This is the first chance a lot of the world's media have
The pot 3 is Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea, Tunisia. That is pot 3. Let me know who you would like out of that. And then in pot 4 you got Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Scotland / Wales / Ukraine, Peru / Australia / UAE, or Costa Rica / New Zealand.
Some intrigue in terms of the draw and thinking about the matchups and thinking how squads could shape up leading in. I know there's a lot of football still to be played, but when you know the opponent,
So it's going to be interesting to see how it happens, but we just got to wait and see.
Indication really of what you need to
But
be doing and what you need to be looking out for.
Alan, what are you looking out for?
Nice easy draw for England, hopefully.
I hope for an easy draw.
4 years ago, really, we got a very decent one.
Hi Dale, how you doing? Fingers crossed for an easy draw, and I will go through them again for you folks if you have turned up. The draw will go through each group, go through each of the each of the pots from 2 to 4, and tell me who you like to get. We've got in pot 2 Mexico, Holland, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia. Let me know in the chat, who would you like to get out of pot 2? Would it be Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia? For me, I would want to miss Croatia because we seem to get them booming every time in any tournament. So I think I would want to miss Germany. I would want to miss not Denmark, because we could beat them on the day. Netherlands, I would want to not get them, but so let me know in the chat which ones you guys would like to get. Who would you guys like to get out of pot 3? Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea, Tunisia. So let me know in the chat for that one. And in pot 4, let me know who would you like out of this. Would you like Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, and these are still to be determined. Wales / Scotland / Ukraine, Peru / Australia / UAE, and Costa Rica / New Zealand. Let me know in the chat.
You want an easy draw, you want to get into your stride, you don't want too much pressure early on.
We have got out for a good draw. The possible group for England, which is the favourable one, is USA, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia. I would take that. We would be laughing all the way to the bank if that happened. We would be laughing all the way to the bank. The worst possible group is Germany, Senegal, Ecuador. No, the possible group is Germany, Senegal, Ecuador. I would still take that because we can beat Germany on their day. I think we can do it. But it would be hard to beat Senegal. It would be hard to beat Ecuador. But I would take USA, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia. We would win all 3, I think, if we get that draw.
Familiar to England, they know their styles of play. Obviously played Germany in the Euros, beat them, which was nice. Got kind of exercise that goes. But Carve mentioned Mexico, and that's more of an unknown quantity, their style of football.
So we're just going to wait and see. Let me know in the chat who would you like to get. When the draw happens, we'll wait and see how it all plans out. I am having, to let you guys know, I have got another stream happening later on today, or later on tonight at 8 o'clock, for Rugby League in Rugby Union, which is Leeds Rhinos versus St Helens. So we'll be having that a bit later.
A little element of doubt in players and managers' minds.
But you weren't telling me you fancy playing Germany and Holland in the group just because they're familiar, are you?
No, not fancy.
No, if we got Germany, we can't get Germany or Holland. I think they're in the same group.
Holland than Germany. Holland, I think their strengths lie at the back.
Yeah, because Germany and Holland are in the same group, so we can only get one of 2. We could only get one. We could only get Holland or Germany potentially, but I would happily not take that, please. I would take a USA. I would even take a Uruguay if that's.
Coming again now, so yeah, they would be a stiff opposition.
You've been in this position as a player waiting for a draw for a major tournament. Were you giving it massive attention, or were you thinking about who am I playing tomorrow for my club?
You'd watch it on, pop up on CFAX the next day.
So we just gotta wait and see. Put down in the chat. This is the World Cup draw. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see what your guys' views on this. What your takes on this are. Who you would like England to get. I'll go through it again one more time for anyone who has turned up late. Pots 2, 3 and 4. We got in pot 2 is Mexico, Holland, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia. Pot 3 is Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea, Tunisia. In pot 4 is Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Wales / Scotland / Ukraine, Peru / Australia / UAE, and South and New Zealand / Costa Rica. That is your 4. That is your 3 pots. We can't do pot 1 because England are in that, so we don't get anyone out of pot 1. So
we've re-engineered the mattress with 10 unique hybrid layers, delivering the perfect night's sleep.
Healthy dish cooked with steam.
ow. Sorry about that, folks. So we're just going to keep playing the way we are, keep managing well, do what we can do and see what can happen. Because it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be an easy ride, it's not going to be an easy performance, it's not going to be an easy game. We're just going to play the way we are, play with the lot that we have and give it the best we can in any aspect of life. Just got to play well, we just got to play with passion, we just got to play with heart, we just got to play with a bit of notes and go for it and don't give up. Because it's not going to be easy against a very, very extremely tough.
At Sons, we can help you stop the clock. We deliver clinically tested hair loss treatments directly.
It's going to not be easy, but like I say, every game is never easy in retrospective terms. But you've always got to believe. You just have to believe in your ability and in yourself. So we're just gonna. The World Cup draw is coming up, folks. We're just sorting some stuff out for you. Just editing. Not editing, I'm just doing something quickly for you folks to make it easier.
You work hard to keep your mouth healthy. But wait, does your toothpaste work just as hard? Introducing new Oral-B.
So we're just going to play well. We got to play with passion, we got to play with heart, we got to play with a bit of tenacity, and we got to go for it as much as we can.
Attacking bacterial plaque, but helping to prevent its regrowth. Preventing issues dentists check most. Go beyond clean.
But
Toothpaste brand dentists use themselves. New
everything ain't going to be
brush like a pro.
hunky-dory.
I've listened to myself.
We're just going to quickly see if we can get one thing up for you so you guys can always... So me having to keep reminding you folks, we got a new thing we're going to try. We're going to try something new.
I'm absolutely breaking out. Personal milestones are an opportunity for them to turn the narrative around.
Nothing's impossible.
I'm so proud of her.
Yes, anyone can see.
I want to build something special, but I need a partner.
Los Angeles Lakers select Magic Johnson.
This is for you folks. I'll put this on here so you guys can see what the pots are going to be, who you think, so you guys can see what it's going to be, and so that we all know. So you guys know what's happened. Thought I'll make it a bit more easier for you folks. So we have to keep going over and over and over and over and over and over again. I thought I would make it simple for you.
Well, it's about 20 minutes till the actual
20 minutes to the actual draw starts. Put your links or likes in the chat.
3 places still up for grabs. One of those will go to either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. The latter two face each other in June. Let's talk to Sam Ricketts about Wales. We said 1958.
Guys, we're doing all right. I'm just stretching a bit of my legs.
From a football country at the minute, especially given the rugby result last week. But the whole country's gripped. I was at the game against Austria last week, and the whole country's gripped. Not been this close to a World Cup since 1958. A bit of an end of an era. We've come to the end of Gareth Bale's time, and Ramsey, Joe Allen. There's a lot riding on this game that's coming up in June, hopefully.
And a lot depends on Bale, obviously, with that kind of quality that he's still got. Let me show you a couple of the possible groupings for Wales. This is maybe a nightmare scenario. Wales could get Brazil, Germany, Senegal. How do you fancy that?
Don't worry. To be honest, just making it would be part of it. It's a bit like the Euros, where we went there with no expectations in 2016 and got all the way to the semi-final. So we don't want that group, certainly not. We've got our own little group. We'd like Qatar, ideally Switzerland, and probably going down to Tunisia, someone like that as our ideal group.
We've dreamt up a group that would be certainly interesting from a Wales point of view, and not too bad, because you presumably love the chance to take on England, and then you feel you'd have a decent chance in the other 2 games, wouldn't you?
Definitely. Similar to the Euro 2016 group, where we had England in the group stages. Everyone thought we were going to get knocked out, and we didn't, and obviously went all the way through. So we'd take anyone, but ultimately we want as good a draw as possible. And like I said, it's a big tournament for the country, and for a couple of individuals who are coming towards the end of their career as well.
Gareth Bale got you through to the final playoff situation the other night. How crucial is he? Do you have to wrap him up in cotton wool? Hope for the best.
More than cotton wool. He is. I think he's carried Wales for the last 15 years. I really do. Single-handedly, I've known Gareth since he was 16 years old. Goals like this, the free kick goal. I saw, going back 10 years, we played Croatia away. It's like a kid in a park, running with the ball across the pitch, across the halfway line, 6 Croatian players chasing him, couldn't catch him. And he just literally dragged the country to where they are. And I think the World Cup will be his swan song. Make it or not make it, I think this will be the end of his career. And what an amazing way for him to go out, for someone who's done so much for the country.
Melissa?
Sam, you speak about him dragging the country, which...
Here we go. Hello, Dummy Games. How are you doing?
He gets so much stick around his club career, and he's achieved so much, and yet is vilified in quite a personal way.
Hello, Dummy.
He
Guys,
handles all that and kind of
the pots, what I've done is I put the pots up there for you guys, so you guys can see. The ones with the slashes have still got to play a playoff to guarantee a place in the World Cup, but they are still involved in the draw. So, let me know in the chat.
And how does Wales perceive the abuse he receives? Because we've seen him score some remarkable goals.
So guys, let me know in the chat. Get your questions in. Who would you like England to get in the draw? That I will not say who is in it, because you guys can now see it. So just let me know what your group that you would like England to get. The group that you would love to see us play in the group stages in.
You can keep watching us. We're live right now on the Sky Sports app. And next, Stephen Presley's turn to talk about Scotland's hopes of reaching the finals if they can beat Ukraine and Wales to get there.
So let's wait and see how it goes. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but we're going to try. I'm not going to say anything I'm not gonna say anything yet, due to facts is we don't know what we're gonna get. We don't know what we're gonna get, so it's all just about waiting and seeing how we're gonna do. It's gonna not be easy, but we just gotta play with our mind set and go for it. Do what we can do what is possible for the team, and do.
Sell it to Music Magpie. We buy phones, consoles, tablets, MacBooks, and more. Don't worry, we still buy your old CDs, DVDs, video games, and books too. Use our app or website to get instant prices. Stick your stuff in any box. Our contact-free courier will collect it from your doorstep and will pay you on the same day. We'll help you make some cash or have a clear out. Music Magpie. Smart for you, smart for the planet.
He's ruined your life, but he's making you lunch. Is that the sound of your heart bursting? Of course not. It's the soup exploding in the microwave. But love is stronger than soup, Luke. So is plenty. With a Power X structure that stays strong when wet, one sheet does plenty.
Excuse me, guys. You do know there's an easier way to pay unexpected bills. It's called Drafty. Drafty works like a pot of cash up to £3,000. And Drafty...
So we just gotta keep going. We just gotta keep pressing on, get a good result, get a good draw, and hopefully get through to the next round of the World Cup, whoever we get.
Grab that boost high. Instantly boost your credit score by up to 101 points. Only with Experian.
I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if we get an easy group, then it'll be by luck more than anything. But if we don't, then we got to give it our best shot. Give it absolute heart, desire, and absolutely give it everything on the table, whoever we get. It all depends on how we play, but we don't know how we're going to perform. I want us to play well, play a bit. It's gonna be hard. So guys, put your questions. So let me know in the chat. The draw will be starting soon. It's gonna be hard to make a choice on who we're gonna get, but it's just gonna be a challenge.
Still 180 minutes of football away from qualifying for Qatar, not allowing for possible extra time. Their semi-final playoff with Ukraine postponed until June, at least because of the war in that country. If they win that, they would then...
So, guys, put your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new, hit the like button as well.
Which you are you kind of watching this draw assuming that you're going to be playing in Qatar?
I've got a lot of confidence, to be honest with you, with the current national team. It's probably, as I said at the start of the show, the best group of players we've had in a number of decades. So, you know, I think everybody's very optimistic, and you know, it's an exciting time just now to be a Scotland fan.
Is that best Scotland team? Is that based on the way that Steve Clarke has got those players playing together as maybe a club mentality sort of team, or is it based on
So the draw will be coming up soon, but we just got to wait and see how it goes, folks. We've got to wait and see how the team plays. But we just got to go. We just got to be honest, be with it, and go for it.
And this is the first time in, you know, considerable years that we have that. When you look at McTominay featuring at Manchester United, you look at Robertson, Tierney, all appearing for top sides in England. So I think it's in a really exciting time, as I've said, and a time of real optimism.
Let me do what I did for Sam and give you a couple of scenarios. That one probably,
Scotland, if Scotland qualify, the possible group is Brazil, Senegal, Germany. That would just be robbery of the green.
The World Cup, you know, my first experience in watching World Cup football, it was Spain '82, and David Neary scored a wonderful toe-poke goal, only to annoy the Brazilians, who went on to beat us 4-1. So not ideal. Germany, of course, our history against them.
So we need to keep going, keep pressing. Not long and the draw will officially be starting. We're just waiting. I've got everything set ready.
Highest rated, highest ranked team, Senegal, in the third pot. Here's a very different scenario. Obviously, every Scotland fan would, or most Scotland fans would fancy having a go at England, and some nations there with whom Scotland have some history, a chance for a bit of revenge against some of those teams.
Yeah, obviously we played England at the Euros last year and performed exceptionally well. In fact, we're unfortunate not to win the game. So I don't think the England game holds too much fear for us. Of course, Uruguay, we have the history where we had to beat them. I think it was Mexico 86, was it? We had to beat them to go through, and we drew 0-0 and got knocked out.
So we just need to keep going, but we just got to see how it's gonna go.
That we would thoroughly enjoy, I'm sure.
Is there going to be a Scotland song this time? Because there's been some interesting Scotland songs over the years.
Old Ali's Army.
Well, that's what, yeah, that and a few others. But
I don't know. I hope so.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've built up towards the draw for you. We're not very far away now, less than 10 minutes. If FIFA get it right, and Carvey Solokol said at the start that they would.
The draw's 10 minutes away, folks. We are just being patient and waiting. Oh, I am bricking myself.
Maybe even more than you would have done hearing from the boss of FIFA. 29 teams have qualified. 3 more will do. The anticipation is building. Live coverage of the draw continues on Sky Sports News and on the Sky Sports app.
We're all in.
We're all in to kick it off.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes in the draw. It's hopefully it goes well. I'm just nervous. Come on, England. If you guys like the stream, hit the like button. Don't forget to like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'm a bit apprehensive on what England are going to get, but we're just going to be, what's the word, patience. Patience is what we need. It's what we need. We need to be at the forefront. We need to be at it. We need to not be letting our guard down and go for it. Because I think we'll be able to do well if we play to the strengths of how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to go. And just see how it plans out. But I'm interested to see how it's going to play, how it's going to do well, how it's going to be deceived by the fans and everything else with how it's going to play out. But we're just going to wait and see how it goes. Just gonna keep. We're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep pressing. Hopefully, we get a good draw, and hopefully, it's gonna be favourable to us. But we're just gonna wait and see. We just gotta be patient. We just gotta be patient. Wait and see how we get. And I have got the pots up for you, so when the draw does open, you guys know what there is.
Start of a massive year for England. James Ward-Prowse gets his first senior goal. We're only in the 14th minute and England are off and running.
So we just need to keep pressing and probing and probing.
If anybody was going to tuck it away, it was going to be Mason Mount. Never any doubts with this one.
Oh, it's in from Harry Maguire.
That's a striker's finish from Maguire.
Declan Rice. It's all going England's way. Lingard. 2 for him, 3 for England.
So we just need to go.
Harry Kane hits something very, very special. Grealish. Jack Grealish opens his England account. It's planted in by Harry Maguire. Henderson again. Oh, it's superb from England. And Jordan Henderson is really back tonight with a bang. Harry Kane, the most spectacular way to claim an international hat-trick.
Abraham, can he do it this time? Yes, he can. Very stylish.
So guys, put your
Alexander Arnold, and it is 10.
The job is done. England will go to Qatar.
Well, the good news is that the draw presenters are on the stage in Doha, so the draw itself can't be far away. We'll bring you that as it happens. In the meantime, a quick chance to talk a bit more with Sam Rickett, Stephen Presley, Melissa Reddy, Alan Smith, who are here with me. Who are your favourites for the tournament? Don't say Wales, Sam. You can say Wales if you want.
You got to look. You can't look past your Brazils. Belgium, can they make the chance now?
So that's a question for you guys. What group would you guys like England to get?
Defenders keep them games, goal scorers win your games, and they can afford a couple of injuries, rotate, and they've still got world-class players in that front line.
Anyone you'd add to that, Stephen?
I said earlier, Senegal.
You really think they could go all the way?
I think that they're a real dark horse in this tournament. You know, I've had a look at their squad, their personnel. They're all playing at a very high level.
We're just going to play well. We're just going to play passion. We're going to play with heart. We're going to play with a bit of confidence and just see what group you would like England to get.
They've had these big matches over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Okay. How would England feel about being favourites? Because if people keep talking about we've seen it all before, sometimes it gets them. But Southgate couldn't have done any more, could he? To deal with that sort of thing?
He addresses that side of things, doesn't he? The psychological side. I think they talk within the group a lot about it and handle.
So we just got to wait. We're just
pressure. Really young group.
We're just waiting now for the draw to get underway.
They've all got great confidence in their own abilities. They know they're good players.
So I've put a question out for you guys, but I've not done it as a poll. I just put it as a question to you guys. What group would you guys like England to get? And that is a question for you guys. You guys have got on there the pots. Look at pot 2, 3 and 4. See what you would like to get and let me know in the chat.
Just sets the place alight. There's that feel within the group, but it's got a club atmosphere as well, it seems to me, as opposed to how it used to be. So it's all there for England.
Can you try to explain to us what you mean by that? The shirt felt heavy. You've experienced it. How does
so it's going to not be easy. It's not going to be easy.
The country on you. Obviously, that's the game. Nothing else is happening on that day. You know the press boys up in the.
We're just waiting. We're now just waiting for it to get underway, and then we can start to really think who we're going to get.
The papers all get stuck in. I mean, I was part of plenty of England sides where Bobby Robson got some fearful stick at times. There was a real media campaign against him, and played with John Barnes, got booed every touch. We've been talking about Harry Maguire. Wembley wasn't a nice place to play at times back then, and a lot of players didn't want to join up with England. It had that kind of feeling to it. Thankfully, it's different now.
We haven't mentioned yet on the programme the fact that it's going to be a very different World Cup. Melissa Reddy, senior reporter, with us right in the midst of the.
We've got to keep going. We've got to keep going. We've got to keep going and give it the best we can.
It's different, I think, in all sorts of.
I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit apprehensive, but it's just see how the team goes. See how the draw lands out, folks. We're just having to be patient. This is just a live reaction to the draw. We're doing it now. We're doing it live. I thought to myself, how do I do it?
As will managers, and that's something they have to get accustomed to. Leading up to a World Cup tournament, they're not typically asked, political questions. And then there's the sense that it's being played in the middle of the season, which is completely alien to them. So the conditioning, everything changes. And I know for a long time, nations have been working very hard with medical experts and physios, specifically around conditioning, like training patterns.
But we got to go for it. We have to acknowledge that we're going to be playing. We're going to give it the best shot we can, whatever who we get.
And when there's something that's so pivotal, like a global tournament, just smack bang in the middle of what you're used to, it takes massive readjustment.
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I'm looking forward to what we're facing. But I want it to be as easy as possible because we know we've got a slight better chance of getting to the knockout stages.
It's going to feel a bit out of place, not just for the people involved.
If we miss out Holland and we miss out Germany, then that's progress.
You go to a camp. Sometimes you might have a couple of days off, then you join the camp again. But this, you play on the Saturday in the Premier League, for instance. Then the following Saturday, you're at the World Cup. So
that's what I'm looking forward to. Is if we miss Holland or miss out Germany, I'm happy. They're both in the same pool, so if we miss both of them out, I'll be happy.
To finish your last game, fly to Qatar, get ready, get in your hotel, train for a couple of days, and you can be playing that first game 7 days later.
On the other hand, is there a mental positive? England 2010, for example, really struggled by all accounts under Fabio Capello to deal with being in the camp for so long, such a long wait before you play your first game. You haven't got that problem this time.
No,
I mean, we're just gonna wait.
Maybe bigging them up too much.
We've got to wait and see.
A little bit better now.
Yeah.
Other nations, Italians, perhaps they spend a lot of time.
We're just gonna wait. We've got to be patient. Give it the best chance we got because it's coming up really soon.
That'll teach them for beating us, but yeah, I think mentally we're better attuned to that. South Africa, yeah, they were stuck out in the middle of nowhere, weren't they? And some players struggled, but you know, you've got to deal with it if you don't want to do well in these tournaments.
Stephen, what do you think?
I don't think it'll have too big an impact on the players' performances in the tournament. My biggest concerns.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. There will be a lot of watch-alongs coming out for the World Cup when that comes out. I'll be literally on it like a flash.
So I think that's the biggest concern, not the actual game tournament, but the way the players return.
Because you've got eight days, haven't you, Melissa, between the final, if you get to the final, and Boxing Day when it all resumes.
Yeah, but also
Well, I'm so excited. I am so looking forward to this. It's a Winter World Cup. It's going to be history in the making. But we just got to keep going. We've got to keep thinking straight and to the point of how we're going to do this, how we're going to do this, how we're going to do this, how we're going to do this. Hopefully England can get, if we at least get to a semi-final of the World Cup again, I'll be thinking that is progress, that is well done. But it all depends what we get.
a scope of things as a player. And so to shelve that and go and represent your country, and it's not just representing your country in a playoff or this is the showpiece.
I'm passionate. I'm looking forward to this.
At a World Cup, you know, in their careers, and then to readjust mentally again. I think it's gonna. We've been speaking about it, and players know it's coming, and you know all the teams have been doing so much prep work.
So let's keep going. We just got to be patient. As soon as it gets underway, we can start really thinking. Oh, who we're gonna get? Who is this? Who? Be starting to think.
Go away, have this massive showpiece, and then come back and just have to get on with it.
But from an international point of view, if you're in the latter stages of a World Cup, you're not going to think about your club, are you? Or are you?
No, not at all. But you know, it's from the manager's perspective, the way the players come back. Did they have a disappointing tournament? Has their momentum been affected by the tournament? All of those aspects are the concern.
I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the game. It's going to be interesting to see how the team plans out, how the formation, how we play. It'd be interesting to also see how it goes. We're just going to be patient. We've got to be wait and see.
It's been a complaint, hasn't it, for England for years, for going to big tournaments. The players are injured or tired or both.
Yeah.
This time, well, all right, you can still be injured, but you're not going to be injured because of fatigue and overplay.
No, you would imagine November you'd be at peak fitness, having been at it a couple of months or more. So that won't be an issue, I don't think. I mean, in fairness, England didn't look particularly tired in the Euros last summer, so whether that has been overcome by sports science and all that, it's a big year for sports scientists, isn't it? They've got to deal with those players coming back at different times as well, and the players
Yeah, I'm alright.
the clubs, aren't they? They're not going on holiday when they get knocked out of the World Cup. They're coming back to the clubs where half the staff might not still be there. They might still be out in Qatar. So, and then maybe Boxing Day. Do we still play like the 28th, 31st, and you know? So you're hitting.
Pot one, we don't get anyone out of that. It's pot two, and the two hardest ones that we want to avoid are Holland and Denmark and Germany. Two hardest ones are Holland and Germany. Watch at the moment, they're saying that the one that would be literally the favourable for us would basically be USA, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia. If we got that, then you would see us more or less winning every game. But I don't. But that would just be pure luck if we get that. That would be luck.
A bit like England now, the young Wales players, they played under 16s, under 17s, under 18s, so they've known each other for 5-6 years already.
It would just be weird if it ends up we get drawn against Scotland / Wales / Ukraine. That would just be the weirdest thing ever. But hello, XL Zeus, how are you doing? Here we go. The draw is about to get underway, but we just have to be patient. Wait.
By the standards of some of these big tournaments, is not bad at all. So Cafu, the Brazilian legend, is about to draw the first ball. Just to remind you how it works: one ball from each pot. The pot's decided on how strong the
Yeah,
Qatar.
yep. So we already know. So we know that before even the draw begins, we already know that they're going to be an A.
Allowance for TV audiences around the world. Qatar, as we knew they would be, have just come out.
A.
First ball, and everybody is scribbling. Actually,
They're in A. Qatar is in Group A, folks.
So Qatar, the first ball out. I'm gonna scribble as well. Actually, I've already put Qatar's in already on my sheet. So we wait now to see who is the second.
Yeah, who's the better nation? England, because we got picked out after the host. My words couldn't come out straight, but that shows that everyone likes us. Woo! We're popular, but it also means we got less. Oh, it means we got more of a chance of getting everyone else.
Ukraine for that final qualifier from the European path. England
Yeah.
are the first team out in Group
Yeah,
C.
it's just.
So Qatar.
It's just the one nation we do not want to get. It's due to the fact that they seem to screw us over every time. It's Croatia.
First team out in Group B, which
I wouldn't mind having someone like. I wouldn't mind Uruguay or Mexico, but for me, I want USA out. The second one would be USA.
From pot 1 comes out as the first in Group
If you want, I got it up on my thing, so.
In addition to Qatar and England, we have Brazil, Belgium.
I don't know. I just got it on my stream. I managed to just find it, so we just. Argentina Group C.
Team out.
Oh, are you watching it on BB? Are you watching it on Sky Sports News?
Pot is Argentina. So that is a fearsome prospect for whoever else comes
Sky.
in Group C.
So it's Argentina Group C.
For example, Euro 1992, when you're thinking, who have I got? What country?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a bit unusual with that because we were joining
Get in.
Yugoslavia's group, and
Because that means they get to slightly They get to relax most of the tournament, because it means they'll be playing first match day of every game. So it means they're in luck. So they get a lot more of a rest than everyone else.
So it was a bit different that year.
Yeah, and who knows how long it may.
So that could.
Talk about June for
Group
Sam and
D.
England's team
Group
to get back
D
to
is France.
European qualification finally for the World Cup to come through.
Let me get my thing and I'll slightly hurry up and do a bit of calculating for this.
In Ukraine continues.
So it's because I got to write this down quickly so I can remind myself for the older pots.
Tournament. I know some tournaments, a lot of tournaments, has just been the one match. Happened in 1966 when England were the host of just the one match.
So let's go and let's do Group A.
Shocking game, but look what happened after that. So this time
It's Qatar. Group B is us, which is England getting absolute beauties.
On the opening day, France have come out into Group B. This is all
Group B, I'll put C.
at the moment until they get
Group C is Argentina,
South American expert who joins us a very busy afternoon for
which
everybody wanting your
ends up could be the last swan song for Lionel Messi or wherever you're from.
challenge, and is the
And then A, B, C, D, E. E is France. No, D is France. So Qatar, England, Argentina. I've not written it down yet. Qatar, England, Argentina. Was it France? Was it France after Argentina? Because I'm trying to find out the order. So Spain. No, E is Spain. So D, I'll put D is France.
They don't even look like conceding goals. They've got more good goalkeepers and centre backs, and they know what.
Oh, this is getting confusing because it's literally they're taking that long. They should have put them all out.
Slid into the team as if he was born there.
Oh, you're Portuguese. Hello, Zeus.
Which means it's not all going to be about Neymar. But you mentioned
I'll put Portugal.
Statistically, at least.
Just do them together because I'm just not putting any numbers down. I'm just putting them down
Could fall in England's group.
in their own section.
Yeah, we all remember what happened when Uruguay were in England's group a few years ago as well. Spain, by
So
the
it means
way,
I can
came out in
do it that way.
Group E.
Belgium.
Keep you updated if you're doing your wall charts there. What about Ecuador. One or two people just assuming because they're in pot 4 that
A, B, C,
Ecuador would be a nation.
C,
If you're England or Scotland or Wales, you might
C.
might want
And
to
for
play
once, I can actually slightly use this term because it's, even though it's not them, unfortunately, which would be good for the stream. C. Ronaldo, but it's Argentina, so it's the other guy, which is crap, because I wished it was Portugal, because that would have fit perfectly.
He's giving youth its head, and there's some very interesting players there. And Brighton's midfield
Portugal in Group H. E is F is Belgium, and Brazil are in G.
But if everyone is in form and fit, they're not to be underestimated. I don't think they'll reach the quarterfinals, but they can certainly get.
Just gotta keep being patient and hopefully. Wait, we'll play on the opening day. Get in England. We're getting special. We're getting special treatment.
Belgium in Group F and Brazil in Group G, so we're getting very close.
It's an honour. So, pot 2, Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, Croatia. Please, for God, love and holy, give us United States of America. Please, please, please. If we do, then we have got given the luck. Because that means we missed out 2 of the big nations, which will be handy. USA or Mexico. I'll take them two. I'll take them two.
I can't see them getting to the quarterfinals.
I will take them two. I found the actual draw, so I put it on here at the same time. Here we go. Holland have been drawn out. Holland are drawn out. Holland are in A4. They're in Qatar. Holland versus Qatar. That is good for them. So Qatar and Holland. Netherlands. There we go. Qatar and Holland. Second to be drawn out by Lothar Matthäus is USA. Come on. Give us United States of America, please. If you do that, I will be going absolutely ballistic. Go on. Give us USA. Because I do not want Germany. Please. USA! 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 Woohoo! Getting England are playing United States of America. We have missed out 2 of the biggest teams that we could possibly get. So that's luck. So we got given slightly a good fortune. Can you do us another favour? Can you give us in pot 4? Can you give us Canada? Then literally we have had the jammiest luck.
USA in England's group. I think USA.
Argentina. Oh God. Yeah, because I'm watching it on. I got it on T. G is Brazil. Group H is. I can give you a bit of a clue. C, it's Portugal. That's why whenever I say Portugal, I go see because it's Ronaldo. So it's Mexico versus. So it's Mexico, Argentina. That is some group. That is some group already. So there's only one team in group in pot 3 which could do England trouble, and that could be Poland. C3, Mexico. Next one. Out. Here we go. Lothar Matthäus is doing this one. Yeah, because I'm doing it in. So I'm watching on BBC iPlayer. Denmark are in the same group as France.
It is quite tasty, and we've got a Mexican set play specialist in our
Group E is Spain. So in the Spain group, they could potentially have Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, or Croatia.
But the one thing he did say was that
if
all the World Cups they've been involved in,
if they get Germany, then that looks like it could be a tasty group.
You know, they'll see
that
themselves as having a real chance of progressing through Group C.
we've already missed them because they're in this pot. Look, we got USA.
Appearance in the World Cup, twice got to the quarter-finals. So just to remind you what we've had.
Here
so
we
far,
go to play
Qatar
Spain.
are in the same group as the Netherlands. Qatar, the host nation.
To play
England
Spain.
with the USA
Spain
so
are
far,
going to
and
be
it's
playing.
Argentina,
Dun, 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 dun.
Mexico,
They are playing
a very tasty
Germany. Germany are in the same group as Spain. I written that off. There we go. The gods are with us. Give us the World Cup. This is helping us nicely. England are getting jammy because every other big nation is getting drawn against each other. So we've got the luck. The only thing is, England, you need to watch out is for Christian Pulisic, the main goal scorer for USA. If you give him any chance on that, he's the main goal scorer for USA.
It is amazing. I think the big question was always going to be, does he feel confidence in his own body to be
Next,
able to combat medically? He's been given
Belgium. Here we go. It's Uruguay, Switzerland, Croatia. So I don't. That would be interesting because you have the likes of like Cavani going up with like Lukaku.
Brilliant to have him on the top stage.
It's amazing he's back. I played with Fabrice. I was playing with Fabrice when he clapped.
Here we go. It is the guys that keep doing us over. Croatia. Croatia are playing Belgium.
I mean, you'd know, Stephen, wouldn't you, for Brentford, some of the touches he's shown early on, coming on as a sub and then starting.
That's Uruguay or Switzerland.
Fairly quickly again.
Now here is a group stage highlight in Group E. Spain against Germany.
That Uruguay, I think, would be more competitive for.
Who wants to predict a winner of Spain against Germany?
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I forgot about that. It is. Lothar Matthäus. Here we go. Brazil are going to be playing Uruguay. Uruguay. So Portugal playing Switzerland. That's still interesting. So it means you've got like Neymar going up against Suarez. I'll take that.
Spain and Germany transition football against possession.
And then Switzerland against Portugal. Yeah.
Teenager, he's a magnificent player, as he showed.
How is that? They've done it wrong. Fuck off.
Morata's still scoring.
That is weird because that is weird. Oh, for God's sake! Whoever's doing this draw, they mucked it up entirely. They mucked up entirely. Ah, so Portugal are playing Uruguay, folks, and Switzerland are playing Brazil.
Germany are kind of on a similar sort of path because they had quite a dodgy start.
Here we go. Let me put Switzerland in on my list, and I can get on with the next. So in pot 4 is Edouard Mendy, Senegal, Iran. Sorry about this if you're this nation, but the Wapais, Iran.
Never faced each other in a World Cup match, so they are in Group F.
Japan.
We did have Uruguay in.
That actually be quite interesting because they actually got some good players.
So they've been moved across to Group H because you can't have
this.
Two teams from the same.
They're saying that the easiest ones for us would actually be Tunisia, but still they'll have a challenge because they still got good players.
Will be by the time we finished in the summer. So Portugal.
I would happily take Iran because those three, Iran, Japan, or Korea, would be an easier group for us. If you get Serbia, Poland, or Senegal, or Morocco, or Tunisia, we're in trouble. Because they could cause a bit of a threat, especially Serbia or Poland. Poland is what we don't want. That's the number one. That or Senegal. Those.
Came second best to them for a large part of that match, and of course came above Italy in their qualifying group. So they've got a new manager there who's done ever so well after.
I'll take that 'cause that's easy. That's easy because Iran finished bottom of their group last time they were in the tournament.
To sum up where we are for you at the moment, we've got 2 teams in each group. So we've got Qatar and the Netherlands in one group. We've got England with the USA, and you think they're going to be very happy with that draw so far.
But we need to remember what happened the last time we played United States. We had Rod Green in goal and he let in a howler. Remember that. Remember that. We always got to remember that moment. There we go. Iran. So it means I ran away from you. Tribute to a good song. So I'll do this now before the rest are done. In group 4, in pot 4, I'll do pot 4 later because there's a lot more.
From pot 3, it was going to be Iran, but again.
Now, the only other nation,
with England and the USA,
Senegal.
Whisper it softly, Alan Smith. Quite close towards what we were.
I'm watching it on BBC iPlayer on the BBC when it's got the proper groups, and we are Group B. We are Group B.
The progression from the groups, it was fairly favourable with Sweden and Colombia, and then Croatia.
Here we go. Yep. Senegal. So Edward Mendy, if you want to show why you are the world's best keeper at the moment, do it against Holland and show us why you are the best.
And it's good that England are playing on the opening day.
See, that is Argentina, Mexico. So it is Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, Korea Republic, but it's South Korea actually, and Tunisia. Please do not. Here we go. Here we go. In Argentina and Mexico are going up against Poland. 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 Lewandowski up against Messi. Now that'll be some game. Messi versus Lewandowski. Ooh. That should be quite entertaining. Who's going to be the better striker, Messi or Lewandowski, if you want to say playing properly?
Group A, which will be Qatar, Senegal, and the Netherlands. They could still have very strong opposition.
Please.
Who comes out
I think it's C.
Cameroon, for example.
Yep, C.
Definitely be a test.
But why do you have to go C4?
Or Wales.
So you put them into that pot, but then you got to see what number they get placed in the group, which is a bit odd.
To be honest with you,
which is strange.
That Qatar, they've got no real household names. Most of their players play in the domestic.
Thank you. No.
Who I'm far from convinced with.
Because Serbia get drawn out, but then this is what I think is weird. You would think they would go with. Yeah.
I think for Senegal, they'll be more than happy with this group.
I'm just waiting. Just wait here.
Certainly progress from.
Poland are going to be in Group C.
There we go. Because I was about to put it in, but then it didn't come up.
9th World Cup participation.
There we go.
For Poland, they're going to be in position C4.
Look.
So we have Argentina.
So if you look at it, but if you look at the group, the ones who should be the happiest at the moment, you would say England. England, out of all the top seeds, that's only because it is about 1 or 2 in the bottom pole, which you got to watch out for.
Well, Ronaldo's certainly proving us.
Yeah, but he's the exception, isn't he?
Well.
And also you got to think here. France nearly lost to Ivory Coast. Got given a run for their money, so they know they can be run by them. Tunisia.
Belgium. That's Brazil, Switzerland.
Tunisia drawn out. I don't think I know any players that play for Tunisia, so unfortunately I was about to say one, but I don't know any.
2. So their opening game is going to be against.
And what group are they going to go in? So then I can put them on the list.
Brazilian defense, Sam Ricketts.
And here we go.
Brazil are the team for me.
Here we go. They are going in to Denmark's group. So it's Tunisia, Denmark, France.
Where we get a new reigning world-class.
There we go, Tunisia. I mean, to France's group.
The new pretender comes on the scene, finally takes over that crown. I know they're on their last.
What a coincidence that we would get Iran. Oh, because they can't be put in any other group. That's a bit strange that they're the only team that can't be put in any other group. I wanted to. Thank you very much. That's not going to be. Look at that for. Look at.
Yes, please.
I would say Japan would have been a lot harder if they had the likes of like Honda playing for him, who doesn't play for them, and that guy used to be lethal. Sekute Honda, but he doesn't play for them anymore. They're not really got any big names anymore.
Tunisia are in Group D as D4 along
So
with
the group.
Denmark.
So we got. Have we got?
Experience against
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Tunisia.
So H, which is Portugal or Uruguay, could get Morocco or Korea, and the same for Belgium and Croatia.
He's already been doing that before the World Cup, laying claim to that throne.
Oh, so South Korea are in the same group as Portugal, so that's going to be easy for them. But the only difference is they got to come against Heung-min Son.
Is it going to be him? He was down on my shortlist to be the one to come on.
And Morocco, you could have been coming up against a legend, which is
Never hit the heights of a Messi.
Akim Ziyech, but he decided he didn't want to participate for him because he didn't like the person who was national manager. So
Games, he's proven it. Obviously, the club he's at is
yeah, South Korea.
to collective success, really. But he's
Yep, South Korea, and they've only got one good player in that team, and that is Heung-min Son.
the numbers he's gonna put up goal-wise.
So they rely so much on him.
Depends on where he moves next. All the talk is Manchester City.
That's
a
it.
Conditioned to bring out the best in him.
Yep.
So
The Japan, the only one that I would say would have been good if they would have been the earlier Japan team when they had like Shinsuke Nakamura playing for them and you had Honda playing for them. Those two knew how to score goals. Then in pot 4, this is the one when it's going to get tricky because you got a lot of slashes of teams that are not qualified yet. Pot 4 is Canada, Ecuador, Ghana, Saudi Arabia, Cameroon. That's the one. That's the tricky one. Cameroon. Then it's going to be, the slashes are Wales / Scotland / Ukraine, Peru / Australia / UAE / Costa Rica / New Zealand, because they're all still to qualify.
South Korea are the next team out.
So there's a lot riding on this. So the one you don't want to get is basically Ghana, Ecuador, or Cameroon. If you get Cameroon, then we got a challenge. Then we have a challenge towards finishing top. Can we please get the draw that I actually want, which is United States of America and Canada? Because then also that's a no, and also they have a derby as well because they don't like each other, the Canada and USA. I see playoff 1. I see playoff 1, which is who the heck is that? Who the heck is that? That is very confusing when it says I see playoff 1. So who is the two nations? So yeah, so who's the nations? They should. So it's UAE or Australia. So I need to remember that. But I'm just gonna put Aussie. That will go into France's group. They're going to France's group. So I'm gonna just put Aussie and or UAE.
Interesting group, that one. There's lots of uncertainty there, I think.
And because it's right next to Qatar, it is UAE. They'll get quite a lot of support if they make it. So there we go. No. Ek. Oh, I'm going to quote this because what a legendary song. Ecuador. Good song that is, and I thought I shall quote it. Because it's by Sasha. Good song. Absolute. Ecuador. So who are we going to get? Please, can we please get... Oh, Canada. And then we're finishing top. Then it's official. Then it's official.
And you'd feel that, from what Tim Vickery was saying, we should expect Peru probably to come through.
I would...
From that.
It's not just Australia, UAE, it's also Peru. Peru. Yeah, I just forgot about that. Or Peru, because I have to add extra in now. Peru. So that's interesting. When they're all in 3 different continents.
Denmark will be hoping to progress, but it is a clash of styles and culture, so that'll be
Saudi,
an interesting one if they do get through.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia, where are we? Where are the Saudis going?
So Qatar will have Ecuador.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna put Saudi in there because I know how it is spelled. There we go. Saudi. So that's Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia more or less going to finish bottom of that group. We all know that. They did last time. They were in the Euros or World Cup last time in Russia.
Group is complete now. The host nation Qatar in with Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Ecuador, Senegal.
God, Scotland.
Who Stephen Presley thinks is going through there. For you think Netherlands.
But also you got to think about it. There's also Wales, Ukraine.
Win the tournaments. Anybody think that Ecuador?
So it's not just Scotland might still not make it. Wales might not even make it. Ukraine could make it. Which if they did, I would be happy.
Senegal and Netherlands. Saudi Arabia came next out of the draw, but they can't go in England's group because Iran are already there. So Saudi Arabia will go in Group C.
Here we go.
So it's
Group E is Costa Rica. So that is they'll be playing.
It's on form. It's hard to think of Saudi Arabia getting any. Frankly, Sam Ricketts, isn't it from that?
Yep. So E. I just had to wait for it to pop up on here so I know which one it was. So that is Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And New Zealand, which are only got a few good players in their team. New Zealand are only good for like one player, and that is his name is shitty ass Chris Wood.
That's not far off the scenario.
And
was an interesting
Canada.
Intercontinental playoff 2, going into Group B with England, unless somebody tells me different. No, that was not again because of the continental constraints. All very complicated. So he's going to Group E instead.
But the only reason that
second.
Yeah, so that's more likely we're going to finish top then.
Which is Costa Rica or New Zealand, for whom Chris Wood has been absolutely fundamental. Scored again in their 5-0 win over the Solomon Islands to make sure that they got
European playoffs. So Wales, we played Scotland in the Euros last year, and we've also played We've also played Scotland in the Euros, and we've also played Wales in a World Cup before. So we've had experience playing against them in a major tournament, so we know how to deal with them too. And we have played Ukraine when they were hosts of the Euros, when they host it, so we know how to play them. So we got experience against all 3. So that's not too bad. Would you think we'll finish top?
If they get through, which is exactly
our group.
Sam was hoping for Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine.
England top.
Forget completing that group with England, Iran.
You could say USA could.
USA. Let's get reaction from all of you, starting with Sam, because that's what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
I think that's as good as group as what we could.
Yeah.
Could hope for, looking at how it's been drawn. England.
Yeah, because they rely on one goal score. They rely on one player. They rely on one player to get them out of a hole, which is not even which is not. That's so. Here we go. Cameroon are into the group with Brazil. That's going to be tricky because Cameroon have got some good players and they got good strength, especially with Atobo Ekambi, and you've got like Abubakar, and you got Choupo-Moting and all that. So they come up against some some strong,
Well, they'll be
good
playing
players.
I don't think they particularly enjoy playing against Wales, as they showed in the Euros that year. And Scotland, England didn't enjoy playing against Scotland last summer.
For me,
it's
in
all
that,
a bit too familiar. That's I mean, listen, England aren't going to complain about that group at all. Ukraine might end up getting into it. I mean, that's obviously a situation that's in the air. We don't know what's going to happen there, but from England's point of view, yeah.
so we can officially say that England have basically been given a lifeline.
And Iranian coaches, you're slightly thinking that complicates my planning
Because basically, if we beat, say, USA and we go and beat Iran, we could more or less guarantee ourselves going through with just 2 wins.
Anyway, but it'll be fully prepared for that.
And oh, Canada are going into the Belgian group, which is unfortunate for you, Canada, because it looks like you're going to lose all 3 for the 2nd time in a row in your history.
Yeah, so just to emphasise, England, Iran,
But just imagine that Lukaku come up against Jonathan Davies and all like that team.
Wales or Scotland.
That's going to be interesting for them. Come up against speedy Belgium.
Group H is now complete, and Ghana are in with Portugal.
So that is the draw for the World Cup.
So that is
Group A is Qatar, Holland, Senegal, Ecuador. Group B is England, USA, Iran, or Ukraine, Scotland, Wales. C is Argentina, Poland, Mexico, Saudi Arabia. E is Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa Rica, or New Zealand. D is France, Denmark, Tunisia, Australia, Peru, or UAE. H is Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea, Ghana. G is Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, Cameroon, which is a good group. And F is Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, and Canada. So I'm actually quite happy with ours because we've actually got the easiest group out of everyone, out of all the top seeds. So have that. We're going through. I think we'll get to at least a semi-final. Like, subscribe with the bell notification. I'll see you guys later on for the game at 8 o'clock in the Super League. Where I'll be doing the live watch along for St Helens versus Leeds.